Secrets of Gaddafi's rule, between truth and myth? We do not know at first who is Muammar Gaddafi, who ruled Libya for 42 years before he was killed in Sirte by NATO. Muammar Muhammad Abd al-Salam al-Gaddafi, June 7, 1942 to October 20, 2011, after which he became known as the brother leader of the Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya 1977 to 2011. His rule was marked by widespread controversy internally and externally. Israeli media outlets have talked about Gaddafi's Jewish origins, and at least that his maternal grandmother was Jewish and fled from her people's camps and took refuge in Sirte, where she married a Muslim man who gave birth to Gaddafi's mother. We will start with his education period and what his orientations were at the beginning. Muammar Gaddafi began to form his political orientations in the 50s and 60s of the last century. During that period, he was greatly influenced by the Arab nationalist ideas that were spreading in the region, especially those that he was promoting Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser. Gaddafi believed in Arab unity and liberation from colonialism, and sought to achieve social and economic justice in Libya. More specifically, he received his early education in his hometown, and studied between 1956 and 1961 in the city of Sabha. This activity came to the attention of the authorities, so he was expelled from school in 1961 and his family was ordered to leave Sabha. Gaddafi moved to Misrata, where he completed his secondary education. Despite his conservatism and interest in Arab nationalist activity, he refused to join any of the banned political parties in the city, including the Arab Nationalist Movement, the Arab Socialist Ba'ath Party, Libyan branch, and the Muslim Brotherhood. He was also one of those who rejected sectarianism. Gaddafi read extensively on Nasser and the French Revolution of 1789, as well as the works of the Syrian political theorist Michel Aflaq and the biographies of Abraham Lincoln, Sun Yat-sen, and Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. He was greatly influenced by the biography of Omar Mukhtar, whom the Libyan people consider a national hero and spiritual leader. Some critics and politicians described Gaddafi as a tyrant or a demagogue in Libya. In the late 1980s, Gaddafi acquired chemical weapons, which led countries around the world to impose sanctions on the Libyan state. 6 days after the capture of former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein in 2003 by the United States, Gaddafi welcomed an inspection team to verify the weapons of mass destruction programs in Tripoli and ensure that they were free of them in the country and that international laws were in compliance. His military education, Muammar decided to study history at the Libyan University in Benghazi, but soon left the university to join the army. In 1963 he began training at the Royal Military Academy, in Benghazi, with several friends from Misrata who shared his political views. The armed forces represented a good opportunity for upward social mobility for Libyans, including Muammar Gaddafi, and were clearly an instrument for political change, with the possibility of overthrowing the absolute monarchy of King Idris. With a group of loyal cadres, in 1964 Gaddafi founded the Central Committee of the Free Officers Movement, named after the Egyptian group founded in 1949 by Nasser, and dedicated themselves to the revolutionary cause. They met secretly with Gaddafi's leadership, and contributed their salaries into a single fund to finance the movement. Gaddafi traveled around Libya as much as he could to gather intelligence and develop contacts with sympathizers for his cause. The government's intelligence services did not set their sights on Gaddafi, viewing him as a minor threat given his limited and poor background. Gaddafi graduated in August 1965 and was appointed an officer in the communications unit of the Libyan army. In April 1966, he was sent to the United Kingdom for further training, staying for over 9 months including an English language course at Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire, a communications course at the Royal Air Force at Bovington Camp, Dorset, and an infantry training course at Hythe, Kent. He never graduated from the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. The course director at Bovington Camp wrote a report noting that Gaddafi had learned English successfully, that reading and football were his favorite hobbies, and that he was always cheerful, hardworking and conscientious. Gaddafi hated his time in England, claiming that British army officers insulted him. Gaddafi did not lose his Arab identity in London, as he made sure to wear the traditional Libyan galabeah while moving around the streets of Piccadilly, noting that England was more advanced and developed than Libya. He returned home more confident than before. But until this period, many do not know who Gaddafi was and what his impact would be on Libya and Arab and international issues, which we will discuss in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and support us.